Let's do it.
Okay, everyone, we're inside the 2022 Nautilus, not Navigator. A lot of N names in Lincoln's lineup. This is, of course, the one with the upgraded interior, and let's go take it out for a quick drive. So we have the key, put it over here because we don't need it right now. Put on the brake, engine on. Super nice stuff here. Like we were talking about earlier before, or if you guys want to go see the full video, check out all this talk on this crazy new screen over here as the new software from like the Mach-E and all that stuff. And it's not too bad. As you can see, we're in the map screen right here, kind of showing where we are. And it's pretty quick to pinch the zoom as well, which is really nice. So the Nautilus is on. So what is powering this Nautilus? We're going to get into that in a second. And how does it drive? We'll be talking about that as well. First up, we're going to put it up into reverse. And if you haven't seen that video from before, these cameras are not good, especially for a car that costs this much. It's a little disappointing, but it is what it is. We're going to have to deal with it. And of course, to change gears, we press these piano key switches right here. So let's pull out of this boat nautical themed parking lot. As you can see all the boats over here, and get on our way.
I think I may have given you some misinformation before too. So the driver control screen is 12 inches.
Okay.
This center screen is actually 13.2 inches.
13.2 inches.
Yes, so.
Nothing 1 more inch can't fix, but it does work. I do like that it's mounted horizontally and not vertically. They actually, if you see the new edge, they mounted it vertically, kind of like in the Mach-E, and stuck it into the dash. It's surrounded by this cheap plastic. It looks terrible, but this is a good layout, I think. So we're about to actually cross over some railroad tracks, which go into the water, which is interesting, and handles it pretty well. Not too crazy with the jittering on the suspension. And this is a Lincoln, of course, and Lincoln likes to focus on their quiet flight, kind of luxury driving experience, and that's why we're, of course, in the black label. It's supposed to be the top end version of this. There's no crazy stuff here. There's no air suspension. I don't even think this has like a magnetizer suspension at all.
It is adaptive.
It is adaptive?
Yeah.
Can you adjust it?
You cannot.
Okay, so it chooses.
It stiffens up a little bit when you go into sport mode.
Okay, so it kind of chooses what it wants to do. But does this have the road scanning suspension? No. Okay, so a little outdated on suspension tech maybe, but overall it's actually pretty comfortable just from driving around in this early part of the video. Now, like we said before, this has the 2.7 liter EcoBoost V6 under the hood. Transversely mounted, it's in an all-wheel drive format. Believe it or not, you can actually get some of these in front-wheel drive, which is interesting, as this is a front-wheel drive based vehicle. But it is nice, of course, to have the all-wheel drive. Let's see the quick performance of this. There's no one over here. A quick little acceleration test I think we could do before a Ford Edge comes from behind us. All right, ready, guys? Okay. Interesting. A little bit of rough, a little rough acceleration there. There's a little bit of a slow shift from the transmission. I think we were talking about that before.
Yeah, the paddle shifters.
I wouldn't even
virtually useless.
Wouldn't even use them on this one.
You go to upshift and it takes 2 seconds.
Yeah,
so.
I guess we can kind of demonstrate that right now. Do you have to be in sport mode to use the paddles, or can you just hop into them? Okay, let's see. So, does it show what gear we're in? We're in 3rd gear. 2nd gear? Let's see. Oh, there is a significant delay in the pad. Wow. Oh, wow, that's good. So, like we said, this is a luxury car. You're not really going to be using paddles too much, right? I like that they offer them. Maybe if you're in a situation that you feel like you need to use paddles, or you want to feel a little sporty sometimes, you can definitely try to use them, but definitely not for like a day-to-day purpose. I wouldn't really deem them necessary. And of course, they're actually, you can hear, they're kind of like in cheap plastic, which is a little bit unfortunate. I wish they would make them like maybe metal or at least something in this nice chrome, kind of match the rest of the interior. But I guess they didn't want to highlight their purpose too much at all. Now, there is a sport button on this Nautilus, which disables auto stop start. I guess that's a sporty feature. And let's see how that changes anything. Nothing so far.
It doesn't even tighten the steering. It really
doesn't.
Your hand grabs a little more. That's about it.
This throttle's a little bit more sensitive by like 30%. It's very, very minimal. I'm guessing this is more of like a transmission based sport mode. Yeah, it feels a little bit more like nippy. Other than that, I wouldn't be able to kind of tell too much. We'll just pop it back into drive. I don't even think in this car you even need a sport mode. It's not meant for that at all. Oh, there is a difference. I can feel it. Yeah. Okay. So don't put it in sport mode.
Definitely changes the throttle mapping.
Yeah.
It's,
Interesting.
It's a Lincoln. I mean, you know, you don't need that.
Yeah, you don't need that. Okay, going over these bumps and all whatnot, it's pretty quiet in here. Now, we do have the acoustically laminated glass, I'm pretty sure, or like the sound screen, I think Ford calls it, or Lincoln calls it. It's very quiet in here, actually. We're going over some bumps. You don't hear anything. Pretty smooth. No abrupt, like, jittering too much. I feel like if you would go over something a little bit harder, you might feel something. The rear suspension feels a little bit stiff, actually. We have a nice ride away here. But yeah, so far so good. Steering, you know, this is light steering. It's not a sports car, as we've kind of seen already. But the steering wheel is a little small. You know, you're in a luxury car. You kind of want a little bit more of a, maybe a little bit chunkier steering wheel too. It's a little thin, a little small. And like I mentioned earlier, these buttons are not the best thing to look at. Even these buttons over here are better. I wish they would kind of do. I know we don't like gloss black and we always complain about it, but I think they would have even looked better on the steering wheel versus these buttons. Generally, it's a pretty good experience. And, you know, the fuel economy is okay. We're getting like 20, it says 22.3 average MPG right now. But for a turbocharged 2.7 liter V6, that's not the worst. You could be doing better. No any sort of mild hybrid technology or any sort of that on here. It's just straight on turbocharged V6ness. And of course, if you do want something like that, you can hop over to either the Corsair, which is the smaller one, or the Aviator, which is of course the bigger one, and you can get a plug-in hybrid variant as well, with a lot of power and a lot of more boost.
It is very quiet.
It is very quiet around town. It's a very comfortable, relaxing, I think, experience, right? I think it's the best way to kind of describe it. Going over some grades right there. I would have never known I went over grades right there unless I heard them. But yeah, it's that kind of comfortable and quiet. This definitely is one of the definitions of like a highway cruiser, I think. These cars are kind of meant for like that long speed, high speed, well not high speed, but like long distance cruising. You do of course have the radar cruise control, and I think there's some lane centering on here as well. Nothing too fancy in that aspect, but it is there if you want it. It is a nice feature on the highway. I'm not the biggest fan of it personally, but you can definitely use that. Going into the seats. Now, the seats are very, very comfortable, actually. These can be adjusted in an insane amount of ways as well. It can go into this. Is it in settings, I think, right? In seats?
Yeah, you got to scroll over.
A lot of methods to get there. Go over to your seats, and we have all the seat controls right here. Massaging seats, and you can also control your passenger seats as well. The massage function is actually really nice. So you have lots of different functions for your massage. You can go full recovery, circular cushioning, relaxed recovery, and all that stuff. And I'm pretty sure, like most massage sheets, they use like the air bladder style system that kind of just like goes and scrolls throughout your body. I'm now getting a relaxing, energizing massage right now, and it feels quite nice. So like that kind of adds over to that aspect of it being a comfortable cruising vehicle as well. Oh, nice Defender there. Yeah, Steelies. Exactly. Allowed to get the Steelies on the Defender.
It should be noted, by the way, with the massage seats, because like one of my pet peeves with, and we're seeing this all the time, is everything is just controlled through the screen.
Yeah.
It's intuitive, you get used to it, but you can't actually control the massage through the side of the seat.
That's definitely important. Now, one complaint. Now, these seats, how many ways are there?
22-way.
22-way adjustable seats. All the controls are down here, so you can't see them, so you're kind of going by feel. I have actually tried, when I've been trying to adjust like the seat back, I would go to the headrest by accident, so it's a little bit confusing. But if you do want to kind of access the stuff in here, you can adjust it through there as well. And if you want to have like a hotkey for your oh, is this person stopping? Oh my gosh.
Of course, so is the X2.
Hop out of there. Awesome. I'll be someone's pulling up.
No way.
Oh, a Murano Cabriolet.
Oh my gosh.
It's an SUV day, everyone. Look at that.
Gosh.
Awesome. But like I was saying real quick, if you want to access your massage, there's a button. You just turn it on and off like that. You can see it'll bring up that menu. With a little bit of lag, it will bring up the menu, and then you're kind of right there. So that is nice. Another interesting tidbit is this hood's long. Now, the hood itself isn't necessarily long, but it's kind of like how the platform is kind of laid out. So the engine's kind of a little bit far back, since it is like a transversely mounted engine, and this dash is long too. So visibility is a little bit compromised up front. I'm not gonna lie. These A-pillars are very, very thick. They are very nice, lined in this fake suede Alcantara material, but they are quite thick, so that can compromise your visibility a little bit. A beautiful GTC Forlusa right there in white.
Oh,
it's a hot take.
the Allcarnews.
Wow, that's nice. Maybe it's a GT. Is it T?
Nope, no, it's just a regular one.
Okay, cool.
V12.
V12, the nice V12 one. But yeah, as we're just going around town now, like I said before, very comfortable. And now it's kind of where you can kind of get that insulation going on here. It's kind of dead silent. No outside noise at all. And a good way to tell of that is just by opening the windows and get some sound going on in town and get some sound of life outside. And then just closing them up, you can see the big difference there. Oh, one other window there. And as you can see, I just went for the back windows, and that was talking about my earlier complaint there is how far slanted down this is you can't really access all the stuff without reaching all the way out, which is kind of annoying. But it doesn't look like they're going to change that at all, as this vehicle is potentially slated to be killed off along with the Edge, unfortunately. They were supposed to put it on a new platform, but I don't think they're doing that. But that is going to be up to Ford's own decisions. Back to the seats real quick. So enough with the ranting. We do, like I said before, we have heated and cooled seats. I love a nice cooled seat function. 3-stage cooled seats, which is really nice. And unlike the German brands, you cannot turn the heated and cool seats on at the same time, which honestly makes no sense, even though it's kind of like a unforsaken, fun little tool you can do. But you don't need to have heated and cooled seats on the same time. It kind of defeats the entire purpose of both. But cooled seats is a great function to have. And of course, like we said before as well, the rear seats are only heated. For this price tag, we're in the $70,000 range, I think, for the Black Label as its top end. It would be nice to see cooled rear seats. I feel like something in this class range would be able to offer that, and especially in this price range. So that's a little bit of a letdown. Oh, nice G-Wagon there. But yeah, it'd be nice to see some. So there's a little bit of features that we're kind of missing out on. I don't think this has the full 360 package for your like safety systems and whatnot, as we saw before. We do have the cruise control and stuff, and I think there's lane keep assist, or lane bumping assist, as I like to call it, because it kind of bumps you into the lanes. Exactly. But generally, I like what's going on here.
And you know, you bring up an interesting point with the price tag, because obviously the Black Label starts at $66,000.
Yeah.
The one that we're sitting in, as tested, is like almost $78,000. Something to note is that with the Black Label, you will get complimentary for 4 years, 50,000 mile service, complimentary detailing first 50,000 miles. You know, so but that's only on the Black Label.
Yeah, and you're paying a premium for that, all that stuff already. So it's gonna maybe it'll pay for itself for some of those features, but you are missing out on some stuff a little bit. And honestly, if you're going to get one of these cars, or any car with a white interior, look at the other options first, because it looks nice at first, but from daily use, you can already start to see some dirt coming onto the white surfaces. And I don't know if that bugs everyone, but it bugs me a little bit. But yeah, that's just one other thing to be cautious about. Of course, like I said, but this one has the full like Revel audio system. Now, I've heard these are really good. I would test that right now, but that could result in some bad things in terms of YouTube.
So watch this. If we go to, I believe, sound real quick.
Is there a testing function? There we go.
Doug DeMiro quirks. You heard it here first. I mean, look at that.
Oh.
Not copyright.
And I'm in an IMAX theater. Okay, that's actually a really good audio system. Oh, and now the radio wants to turn on. Okay, that was a nice little test of the Revel audio experience. Overall, as a package, we have to start thinking about other stuff in this class. The price tag and the Aviator. We have to think about it. Lincoln also makes the Aviator, and it kind of costs around the same price tag, and you're getting more features, more space, I think arguably better looks. And yeah, I would go for that personally. Nothing against this car too much, but kind of in that price range, you can get more for almost around the same price. And like I said, this is an older vehicle, older platform. It's been around for a little bit now, since around like 2014, 2015. So with the Aviator and some of the other competition, you're getting newer engines, you're getting newer platforms and chassis dynamics and all that type of stuff. And especially with the Aviator, with it being rear-wheel drive based, you are going to get a little bit more of a dynamic or more luxurious experience, if you want to call it like that.
The casual Willis MB right there.
casual driving around Greenwich is always going to bring some nice surprises. Now, this parking feature, I know it does parallel parking. I don't think it's going to do a regular parking job. I think it's just parking. Quick blooper, we're going to retry doing the parking because it's actually we messed up there. But I don't know if it's so much as we messed up or if Lincoln was not very clear with their labeling of their parking assist feature, as we'll show you in a second. So, redoing this all again. So, as you can see, you press the park button. It's labeled with a P. Press park. Active park assist, right? Now, this is for double parking. This one's for pulling in from a reverse spot, which I'm 99% sure that actually works this time. Now, it's scanning for a spot. Scanning. Use turn signal. My turn signal's on. Will it detect that there's like 7 spots right here? Clearly not. Space found. Please drive forward. Stop. Release steering wheel. Shift to reverse. I'm following the instructions of the Lincoln now. Okay, now it's doing. So I have to drive backwards, right? Okay, so it doesn't do everything for you. Oh, this is terrifying. And you can kind of get a full-on experience of if you may or may not hit your car with the 360 cameras. But as you can see, it is actually going to the spot. Wow.
Now the question is, does it correct?
I don't think so. Stop. Oh, it does. It knows it's going in the wrong way. It's a little slow. It's turning for us as well, which is nice. Stop. Now, of course, you can park your car yourself, or you can kind of use this to kind of show people how it works. But it is working. I can't fault it for that. It is actually working. Albeit slowly, it is working. It's turning for us, as you can see. Slowly. And stop right there. Yeah. That's pretty good. And I think that's it. We'll put it into park. So, it worked. We actually did it for once. Canceled. Oh, we parked already. You did fine. Don't worry, Lincoln. So there you go, guys. So it does actually work. And of course, you can do parallel parking. I think there's a whole bunch of different functions here. Let's see, parallel parking, reverse parking, and I think getting out of a parking spot as well, which is actually really nice. So if you're in a really tight parallel parking spot and you kind of want to get out, it'll help you to do that as well. So
now the question is, if you're doing that and you hit someone, who's to blame?
I think you're at fault for that one. So you are moving the gas pedal and brake pedal. So I think you're at fault for that one. Yeah. Okay, everyone. That was our quick, well, a little bit quick drive and kind of a review of the dynamics of this Lincoln Nautilus Black Label. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more stuff coming soon. And if you have any more questions or comments on this car, hop down to the comment section because I'm sure some people will have some things to say about it. Overall, it's a very nice car in the interior. The exterior is getting a little bit dated, but it's pretty much the same stuff as we've seen with the previous Nautilus models. But for this price tag, I definitely think there are better options. If anything, this is a good lease car, maybe for a few years or a year or two. And other than that, I think, I don't know if I'd spend a full-on price tag on this one. But anyway, thank you guys for watching again, and stay tuned for a lot more.